Okay, so what are we going to expect in tonight's call? So let me just give you a bit of a story of how Filipinos grew up here in the Philippines and their mentality. And we also have a few of outsourcing questions that is probably the interest of the people here in the call, that how outsourcing works here in the Philippines, and you can also have raise your questions if you want, and we'll answer it as best as we can. So let's get started now, David.
Well, let's move on. You did mention what we'll do, if it's okay, for you on the call to better understand the perspective from the Filipino point of view. Let's just look a little bit at Regina's history, so you get an idea of growing up, a young person growing up in the Philippines, the community they've got, so you know with the type of people that you are dealing with. So through your story, Regina, let's get an insight into life in the Philippines. So what we have here is a photo. Tell us about that photo, where you are. I think if we can get the zoom in, we can see there you are. Tell us what's happening here, when it is, and what's the impact in your life at this moment.
Okay, so looking at the photo, David, let me just tell you what is it like living in the Philippines. So by just looking at the photo, I can see that you will see that is probably the last year of my high school years, and you can see each one of us with a happy faces. It feels like it represents us achievement, hope, and because education is very important in this country. Our Filipinos were not trained to become a business people. We are trained to have a job when we graduated in college, when we graduated in a university.
Mm-hmm.
We are trained to get a job. So by just looking at a photo in front of you, just like that, you can see that we don't know what's going on, what's gonna be our standing in the society. But looking at the photo, you can see that we are all happy, because for us it's like for how many years that we have studied hard, finally we are going to be independent. It's like a freedom day to us. We can now start the person that who are we going to be
all these
in the future.
Qualities that we have, but I wanted to know what she did know about it. In fact, when because I needed somebody to train up, the fact that she didn't have all the skills wasn't important. She had foundation skills, which was enough. And you didn't realize this, Regina, at the time. I wanted somebody who was coachable, educatable, trainable, to be adaptable as well. Now, as you've got somebody, if you've got somebody that's so fixated in what they're doing, that means they're quite often less flexible. Because you didn't have a wide range of experience at the time, and there we are at an Armand Morin event in October.
Yep.
And what was your understanding
Yes.
from those 3 days?
Okay, for those 3 days that I've been to the event, because that was the first time I came, I have attended a seminar, and yeah, you said you said it's a business training. Okay, it's all about business. So because I'm not in a business mindset, and I am just in a job mentality, so I see people there. They are exchanging business cards. Yes, they're doing business to each other. They're dealing each other. And what Armand taught me is that it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what are the key points or what are the important notes to write down, because I don't have any clue.
And this is the difference
Yes.
that Regina has been through. She started learning things that you may have experienced if you've been to an event like Armand Morin. You know about marketing. You know about many different aspects of marketing, whether it's building a list, how to communicate with your audience. You understand all this, but you're not the expert. Regina, who is no different to her friends that you saw in that photo, would not have any idea about all of these. Correct, Regina?
Yes, exactly. And they don't, if there is a time that if there would be a time that there is a seminar or there is a event like this in the Philippines, I don't think that Filipinos or my friends would that would be their
Is this what it's like working with an outsourced worker? For the people on the call, is this what your work, an outsourcer's workstation looks like?
I don't think so. They will probably be in an office.
They'll probably be in an office. No, it
Yes,
wouldn't be like this. So you're not, you don't really call yourself an outsourced worker, do you?
What do you mean outsourced worker? I'm not outsourced worker, David. When I get back to the Philippines, just seeing what is the living in UK. When I get back to the Philippines, I didn't want to become. I want to separate myself from my friends. I don't want to become just in a job mentality, because if you're in a job mentality, you just have a limited time. If I believe that if you create more business and you make your business successful, you will have more financial success. So as you develop, as you create your business, you are going to have more money for it, and it's not just limited. Okay, so Filipino outsourced work, as you had know, in their job mentality, and they would trying to get them, and by just looking at their resume. The thing is that you have to think about the mentality. Their surrounding, just like here, people, Filipinos loves to hang out. They can always call each other, they can always text each other, and grab someone and come here, go partying. They're not focused, and of course, whatever is your business, and their business is their job. So whatever it is your pain of your business, they don't really wanna interfere it, or they don't really wanna like it. Yes, exactly. They will just keep on saying yes to you. But if they cannot do it, or if they're having hard time to figure it out or how to do it, they're just gonna quit. So what? That's it.
Let's go to the.
They can always find job. They can always find job online.
So what's the differences between hiring direct? It could be via elance.com, odesk.com, or there's Filipino websites. Finding somebody direct that's going to work with you, like we've had a working relationship, just direct, or using an outsourcing agency. What are the differences between the two, Regina?
Yes, okay. So the disadvantage between hiring direct and outsourcing in an outsourcing agency, the disadvantage of hiring direct is that you know that the person is working at home, and expect that you have families around, and you will get distractions with the family. And of course, you don't know the skill level of the person, because you don't, you yourself don't even can figure it out, because you're just going to take a look at their resume or their CV. And also, there are times that the internet connection is shut down, or it's not good enough, and of course they're just going to disappear or quit if you're not able to provide them enough jobs. So what I told you earlier, if the income is stable, if the income is not stable, they would not prioritize you, of course.
There's blackouts. There's floods. There's family problems. There's always a crisis. If I'm correct, there's always a family or a crisis in the family. Is that correct?
Yes, and they will find a lot of excuses that why you would be able to do it, because blah blah blah. I had this, I had that, and do you think that they are in a business mindset? Of course, if you are a business person, you don't care about the personal issues. You just want the result of what of the work. And the advantage of hiring direct is that you can get them cheaper, not costly. And you could also have a direct relationship with the person, and you have that flexibility of time. So anytime you want it, they can work all night, they can work all day, and there is no guarantee.
How do I train my virtual assistant for my business, especially when I don't have all the skills that I'm looking for? So I'm like that guy. I want to dump everything over to you. I don't have the skills. I don't know how to explain it. I want a website done, or I want some graphics work done, but I don't know. What do you suggest in that situation if I don't have the skills but I have the requirement?
Okay, so when working with a virtual assistant, if you're going to get someone to work with you, I'd say you start it, because a lot of maybe business people get a lot of people in an Autodesk, they get this people done this particular task, this specific task. But I'd say you could start it with one person. You train the person. With what you were doing, and those those repetitive tasks. That's the task that you are going to share it with one person, and those the task that also kills your time. That is the one thing that because you're not gonna do it all over again in the near future. So you get one person to do that everything, and he can get one person that you have trained. She's going to be the one who's going to find another person who's going to do the repetitive task.
Okay.
And if you don't have the skills to train somebody, or to train a virtual assistant, you could get somebody to verify the person if he or she is qualified, or the person who got skills to verify the person if he or she is qualified.